Finalmente me pude sacar las ganas de hablar con Brooklynn Prince, la protagonista de Proyecto Florida. Ya había hablado con el director de fotografía, con Alexis Sabe. Les dejo el video aquí arriba donde explica un poco cómo iba a ser la película y también explica el significado del final. Acá hablamos sobre cómo es trabajar con John Baker, para mí uno de los realizadores independientes más interesantes que hay en este tiempo. Todo esto en este informe increíble sobre el Proyecto Florida.
We now return to Mira Akian and Contré with our latest interview.
Working with Sean, that's the whole reason I want to become a director, was because of Sean. He was my first experience with a director, and he was just so kind, so willing to let us, like, roam around as crazy 6-year-olds, but, has such an eye for this, like, beautiful film. Even still, I watch it today, and I'm like, I want to be Sean Baker when I grow up, And I'm still friends with him today. I'll text him and be like, oh, yeah, how's your day going, Sean? He's like, oh, yeah, great.
Okay, I warned you. One drip and you're out.
Oh, come on!
Out now.
It's gonna melt outside.
It's melting inside, too.
We were on set, and he came in one day, and he was in the tent, and we came in, and all three of us just sat down and started talking to him. And the only thing I knew him from was as the Green Goblin. So I was like, oh, you're the Green Goblin. Because, me and my dad love Marvel and DC. So we were like, oh, you're the Green Goblin. And he was just so down to earth, and he loved talking to us kids. And he was definitely like, there as kind of like the person who was like hurting us, but also hurting us with love and fun.
I failed as a mother, Moonee.
Yeah, Mom, you're a disgrace.
I want to get back to that project and ask you about Bria, that you built this beautiful relationship as mother and child. Do you remember how was bonding with her?
I remember going in to meet her. I mean, it's been so long ago that my mind's kind of like hazed, but I remember walking in and just sitting down on her lap and then getting a book, and we read the book, and we hit it off automatically. And we see each other, we text each other about dogs and how quarantine is going and how the pandemic is going. And when we're always like in LA, we try to see each other. So yeah, we had that like instant bond that we were like best friends.
Yeah, and are you still in touch with her?
Oh yeah, I have her text, and I'm like, oh hey, Bria. And she's like, oh hey. I'm like, how's your dog? She's like, great. How was yours? I'm like, oh my gosh, great. Send photo, send photo, send photo, send photo.
The man who lives in here gets arrested a lot. These are the rooms we're not supposed to go in. But let's go anyway.
I would learn my lines at home with my mom on, my bed, and we would, learn the lines. And it's weird for me to think, even as like myself, knowing that I did it, it's weird for me to think that, a 6 or 7-year-old could like memorize lines. But we got on set, and, kids doing certain things sometimes would accidentally substitute words with other words or say something else. And if Sean liked it, he'd be like, okay, we'll go with that. And we'd be like, oh, okay. And some takes he'd be like, just do whatever. Like whatever you want to say, just say it. And my parents and all the parents, I think everyone was kind of holding their breath, because they're like 3 6-year-olds who can say whatever they want. Like they're unpredictable, and then some of the lines in there are just, us talking and being, regular kids.
What are you breaking? The wall. Good luck.
Do you remember shooting that? Like, what? Because as a kid, I would have like enjoyed that. So how was that for you?
I was a big scaredy cat. I was like, are they gonna set the house on fire? And they were like, no, we're not. But we destroyed the house, and we did a lot of things. They're like, when Scooty like smashed the wall, was like trying to smash the wall, I was like, yeah, smash the wall, bring the house down. Once we found out that we could do those things, and it was legal, and that they were okay with us doing it, and our parents wouldn't be like, no, then we were like, yeah. Let it burn.
You know why this is my favorite tree?
Why?
Because it's tipped over and it's still growing.
I remember seeing the tree, and my dad, who's like a big environmental guy, was like, wow, this is so amazing. The fact that this tree fell down and is still living, and he was spouting off like scientific stuff while I was just staring at. I mean, it's beautiful. Like the fact that something is able to like adapt and survive that easily, it was amazing. And I was so excited to get up there until a lizard, I found out that there was a lizard on the tree. Then I freaked out and then I got down, but then I got back up. But yeah, it was really great.
Yeah.
I was just scared of lizards at that point. So.
You sneak into Disney for the end of the movie. You were a child. I don't know how much you were aware of that, but can you tell me what did they tell you before shooting that scene?
It's actually funny because they're like, okay, it's all fake, but we're gonna have you go in. And I was so scared I was gonna get arrested for sneaking into Disney without a pass, because I'm like an annual pass holder because I live in Florida. We don't have annual passes now, but we did. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get arrested and then I'm never gonna get into Disney again. And they're like, no, it's all fake. You just have to like just walk through the gate. They know you're walking through the gate and they're fine with you walking through the gate. Just like you're not gonna get arrested. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. And after that, it was magical because Disney is like, you know, a second home to me. So I walked in there and I was like, my friends. We shot the first day and they said we were going to be able to go on the rides, but then something happened. Like I said, my mind was kind of hazy and something happened and then we couldn't. And me and Val, who plays Jancy, were devastated. And so they brought us back for reshoots of that scene because we didn't end up going with the ride choice. So they just wanted us, you know, walking through the park and running and all that stuff. And they were like, okay, we're gonna take you on all the rides. And like all the crew, Sean, Alexis, Val, all of us, we just all like went on the Little Mermaid. And there was like this like 40 people riding all these rides. And it was magical. It's like the day that I could have like never imagined happening because they like bought us ice cream and we got like Mickey Mouse ears and we were like, whoa, this is the best day ever.
Whoa. Let's go, come on.
Being with Sean, I just look up to him so much. And I did work with him again on my first short film that I directed called Colors. He was like the person helping me and, you know, just, you know, taking me on the journey of being a director. So he's really good.
And how was that dynamic? Like, if you have to think of the first thing that he taught you, what was that? Or like, what did you learn with him?
It's pretty funny because, you know, a lot of people are like, I learned, you know, this big grandiose lesson. The first thing that he taught me was we got on set on the first day and I was like, I want the camera to go roundy round around the tree. And he was like, okay, so you want a steady cam going around the tree? And I was like, yes. So that was the first thing he taught me. And, you know, he would be able to translate my kid, you know, like, I want it to go this way. He'd be like, she wants it vertical, like tilted 60 degrees, I think. And I'd be like, yes.